Okay, those of you who are tuning in, just hang on. Let me set this up. Okay. Those of you who are tuning in, just hang on. Set this up. Okay, what are we going to talk about tonight? Tonight is all about HDB. Tonight is all about HDB itself. So we just want you guys to take note that tonight we really want to come together during this circuit breaker itself. We want to take this opportunity since we have some spare time and since we are all gathered at home. I hope you guys are at home and not out there wandering somewhere. If you are, don't worry, just put your mask on. I think you guys will do a good job with it. Tonight we're going to talk about HDB. And if you guys have any question, please feel free to put it up. Then I will talk to you guys and see whether we can address some of your HDB questions. I'm sure some of you would have probably thought about some questions already. If you have not, that's fine too, because I did prepare some little content for us to talk about it, for us to ponder upon it and to look through. Let's see things from the eyes of, number one, the agent, see things probably from the perspective of also the customer itself. Okay, so if you guys have any question, again, tonight, very good evening. My name is Thomas. I'm the Chief Learning Officer for LMA itself. You are observing us live now. So we will go right into talking about HDB. And just to give you a history about HDB itself. HDB, in case you don't know, HDB, give you some history, started in 1960. And this is a trivia question. HDB was started by Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew then. So Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew, back then, he became our PM at 1959. Okay, before HDB was born in 1960, 1959, there was still in existence the predecessor of HDB itself. Okay, HDB is known as Housing Development Board. The predecessor is known as SIT, right? Known as Singapore Improvement Trust. So when SIT was building our HDB itself, where they were doing their HDB, the present day HDB, some of the things that they have built is quite interesting. You guys know where is Tiong Bahru Market? If you know where is Tiong Bahru Market, you probably would have known. Right outside the Tiong Bahru Market, one of the streets, you will see a 4-story building. Then they have this staircase that is like shaped like a chwee kueh, like a chwee kueh, shaped like that, right? Chwee kueh, just like a cake. The stairwells. So those are built by Singapore Improvement Trust. So when Lee Kuan Yew came on board, when he became our prime minister, he actually said this: let us set up HDB to focus on building lots and lots of HDB flat, so that we are able, back then in the early 60s, to be able to relocate all the people who are back then staying in kampongs, right? And then they come on board. Then they are all purchasing or given an HDB flat itself. Okay, those of you who just joined us, there's like 60 of us now. Those of you who just joined us, welcome. My name is Thomas again. We will be talking about HDB. I'm just doing a quick introduction on HDB, how it came about from 1960 right up to the present day. If you like a trivia question, when is the first HDB question? When is the first HDB flat built? Okay, think about it. Yeah, if you're thinking about Toa Payoh, no. All right, it is built in Queenstown area. That's the first HDB block. Toa Payoh happens to be the first satellite town that HDB designed and HDB built solely. All right, but first HDB flat was not built by HDB. It was built originally by our SIT. Okay, good. Sam, let me see whether I can share my screen with you guys, and I will show you a few things. Oops, I'm not able to share my screen. Okay, let's talk. Okay, since I don't know why I can't share my screen. Oh, okay. You're not allowing me to share my screen. Okay, then we look at questions then. If I'm not allowed to share my screen on the, let's look at questions then. Does anyone have any question for me? Right, when we talk about this, can you guys comment? Are you guys able to use comment to show me? Yep. Let's look. Okay, there's a couple of you watching. Very good. Yes. Can you guys give me a thumbs up? You guys know what's happening, right? Yeah, give me a thumbs up, please. Okay. Yep. I am unfortunately unable to share my screen. I have no idea why. Just give me a minute. Okay, this is probably technical issue. This is the first time I'm doing live streaming, so please forgive me if I'm unable to share with you. Yeah, I can see all the comments coming. Good evening, everyone. Yes, finally I can see the comments coming in already. Okay, good. I would still like to share my screen, which I'm unfortunately unable to right now, and I have no idea why. I thought I'm able to share it. Okay, anyway, if I can't do it, then let's talk about HDB itself. Anyone has, hi everyone. Yes, I'm good. I'm seeing quite a fair bit of old friends, yes, and colleagues. Thank you for joining us. Now, let me ask the first question. I actually prepared some contents to share since we are unable to do it on a slide basis. Never mind. It's okay. Let us just talk it through. One is, let me ask the first question. You guys know now is COVID-19 period, right? COVID-19. How many percent do you think our property price will be affected by our COVID-19? Okay. Please don't, you probably want to avoid saying, I want the price to drop by 50%. If the price drop by 50%, I tell you, our government probably won't be voted in next time already. Okay, if your property price drops by 50%. Okay, but let's be reasonable. Let us come together and think through. How many percent do you think our property market will have an impact, or rather will have a moderation, a drop? Okay, I hope it's not too drastic, a drop in terms of prices. How many percent do you think our property market will be impacted by the COVID-19 virus? Please feel free to comment. I will be looking at your comment coming in. Yes, so you are already thinking. How many percent? Let me ask the question again, for those of you who just joined us. Okay, how many percent do you think our property market will be affected by this COVID-19 situation? Let's do our quick, very first question tonight. Yeah, just a questionnaire to kick off the session. Just a questionnaire to kick off the session. Do you guys think it's within a period of, within a range of maybe, I will probably tell you my comments later on. Okay, I will probably tell you. In fact, if you have been following the news, there's a couple of news. I think this couple of days, NUS did the research. Okay, and for that research itself, NUS came together. They were picking up survey, right, on how's the market performing, and they were talking to developers. They were talking to agencies. All right, and fortunately, I also got to be part of the survey. So done by NUS itself. So, and I think it was released in a newspaper, if I remember correctly. It was released in the newspaper. So let's look. Let's see. Some of the comments you guys say, yeah. Okay, thank you. You can hear me very well. Yes, very good. Yes, after talking for some say 2%. Okay, estimated. Agnes says 3 to 5%. Okay, there were very gung-ho people in this room. 10%. Wow, if it drops 10%. And there was a Stephen who said, wow, 10 to 15%. Wow. If it comes in at 10, 15, even at 10%, okay, everyone will be really happy, isn't it? Yes. Okay, especially if you have been waiting to purchase a HDB flat, you've been thinking about it, you have been waiting to buy a private condo, maybe as an investment or to upgrade. Okay, here's the challenge. Of course, we would like to the prices to drop. Here is the challenge for all of us to think about. At that present moment, even if the property drops by 10%, if the property drops by 10%, for example, okay, of course, as a buyer, we are really happy about it, isn't it? But then, if you think about it from the other angle, at the present moment, when the property drops 10%, there is always a impending impact, okay? My question to all of you is this, as a buyer, you're happy that the property drops 10%, right? Yeah. Are you also at the same time worried about the job that you currently have? Now that the impact of the COVID-19 is slowly trickling into, or rather we can actually see quite a big impact already, isn't it? Especially in aviation, tourism, and retail sector, right? So when you see things like that happening around you, you allow me to use the Hokkien term, the chua chua, okay? We become a little bit more fearful, right? And when we become fearful, once the fear grips us, do we dare to invest even at 10% range? Okay, so that's the other part of things, the sentiments that we probably have to deal with. Yes, fundamentally, we would like things to drop 10%, okay, but if it drops 10%, I think your potentially your government can go and eat grass already. Okay, so 3 to 5%, that's the my prediction. The survey actually went 2 to 5%. That means they are actually asking the developer. You can read the newspaper. It's actually in Business Time. I think, yeah, Business Time, today's Business Time. Okay, you can actually read about this article where NUS did a survey. Those of you who just joined us, we're just talking about the property market right now. When NUS did the survey, they were going out to survey agencies. They were surveying the developers. So in the next 6 months, they are predicting a 2 to 5% drop. Okay, 2 to 5. All right, that means there are possibility whereby the developer may take the route of adjusting the price a little bit. Now, I'll tell you, it's a little bit difficult for it to go to 10% as ideally as what we want to see, okay? As ideally as that, because if you also have been following the news of COVID, okay, you will notice the government has actually come forward and they have provided lots of help, isn't it? And one of the market they help is for the people who are affected by the installment, the mortgage payment. What they do is they will allow you to do what? A deferment of your mortgage up to 6 months, isn't it? Yes. So when you are able to do a deferment for up to 6 months, guess what happens to the resale market? Everybody is given a deferment opportunity, and the newspaper has reported as well, right? There's approximately 17,000 people who went for this package, the deferment. So when you hear things like that, basically what they're telling us is this: they are opening up the opportunity within the mortgage world to let people defer their mortgage. Meaning, and the mortgage can be up to 6 months. The deferment can up to 6 months, right? But of course, the people still have to pay eventually. It's just that they pay interest now. They don't pay the actual principal, the deferment. So when you see things like that happen, the banks are helping the owners. Yeah, the owners do a deferment, even if, let's say, they touch wood, okay, lose their jobs, for example. Then what will happen is they will still have the ability to service, okay, the property itself, rather than let it be subsumed under the mortgagee sale. Then the banks take over and sell off the property. So people can help you to tong. The banks are helping you to tong. So 10% is a little bit challenging in the immediate future. I wouldn't say it's the same next year, but certainly for the next half a year, it's a little bit unlikely. Okay, so the next question, let's come back to HDB. Since tonight is talking about HDB, isn't it? I don't want us to lose focus. I want us to probably tell you a few things about HDB itself. If anyone comes across someone who wants to purchase a HDB flat, HDB, HDB flat itself, if you are asking yourself this question, or you are actually serving your customer, because we have quite a number of agent friends here, huh? And of course we have a couple of friends I see, okay, who are probably maybe consumers, okay. Some of them I actually don't know who are they, okay. Yeah, but good, okay, good, great to see everyone. Now tell me, in order to purchase a HDB resale flat, I'll focus on resale, okay, because I come from the property industry. We want to help agents to beef up their knowledge about resale. Now tell me this scenario. Can two person PR1 and PR2, okay, two PRs, can they purchase? I'll ask a question, you guys can post your comments or answers. Yep. Anyway, this is on Facebook Live. You guys please throw in your comments as much as you want. Can two PRs purchase a resale flat or not? 两个 PR, two persons. Okay, both of them are Singapore PR. Can they purchase or not? Okay, then keep your comments coming. I'm actually looking at the comments now. Yep, can two PRs, I repeat my question, two PRs, can they come together, okay, and purchase a resale flat? If your answer is yes, that's good. If your answer is no, tell me why. If your answer is conditional, I want to know what conditions are there. This is a time for you to think through, and don't be afraid to make mistakes, okay? Don't be afraid to make mistakes, okay? I hear can. Someone say can, two PRs. Can, that means they can go outright and just purchase the resale flat, okay? That's fine, I hear you. All right, there are some of you saying certainly can. Yep. Okay, Stephen is saying certainly can. Certainly yes, can. Okay, so there are a couple of you saying that can, but after 3 years of obtaining the PRship. Thank you, John, for that particular piece of information. It's very important for the PRs to know, both the PR must have achieved an individually 3 years as well as 3 years. Okay, so two PRs is certainly not enough just to fulfill two PR. But thank you, those of you who say can. Many of you say yes, they are 3 years PR, 3 years PR. Then we can talk about purchasing a resale flat. Absolutely right. Is there any other people who want to add on? Besides the condition of two PRs, and you must have 3 years of PRship each. Any other conditions to fulfill or not? Okay, because some of you have already said thank you, Vivi, and Sunny has said 3 years PR. Yes, this one has been repeated, 3 years of PR. Okay, then some of them say can with conditions. Yeah, okay, what conditions are we talking about? Right? If you could elaborate, that would be great, because this will really help the rest of us learn about purchasing a resale flat for PRs, specifically for PR. Later, I'll talk about Singapore citizen. Don't worry, okay? Everyone gets a chance to be covered, okay? Two PRs. Is it possible for the two PRs to go ahead and buy? So we learned already, the first condition is we must be able to see that the PR has got 3 years and 3 years, right? Yes, and of course, two PRs. Yep. Were there other, let me see, are there any other condition? Okay. So since there's no other comment, yeah, let me add on. Okay, the last comment is by Agnes. Thank you. After getting 3 years of PRship each, very good. Okay, let me add on one more condition that we probably would have missed out. Okay, it's this thing called the PR needs to form besides, I repeat, besides PR1, PR2, 3 years, 3 years. Okay, besides this particular condition, all right, there's one more. The PRs need to come together and form a family nucleus. Okay, if you guys are wondering what's a family nucleus, you can certainly Google it, HDB family nucleus, but let me explain it now immediately. Family nucleus represents, in the HDB's context, how HDB describes it, let me put it as simple as layman as possible. For HDB itself, okay, you will see this. For PRs coming together, 3 years, 3 years, the next thing they must form is what we call family nucleus. How is family nucleus formed? What is a family nucleus? What's the definition of family? HDB defines it as such. Family nucleus looks like this: husband and wife. Okay, husband and wife. This is nucleus number one. There are two nuclei to talk about. So nucleus number one is husband and wife coming together. So understand, husband and wife is the first nucleus. The second nucleus is parent and child basis. So when you see nucleus form, so let me wrap up and highlight to us the PRs buying this. One, the PR need to be 2%. Two PR must come forward. One PR not good enough. Okay. So this technically tells you the PR cannot buy solo. The PR cannot buy even if it's a single. But two PRs, good. All right. But these two PR have two more conditions to fulfill. One, we want the PR to have 3 years of PRship, as many of you have highlighted already. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Okay, number two condition is they must form a family nucleus. What's a nucleus? Nucleus is husband and wife, parent and child basis. That's called a nucleus. All right. So if you guys, after listening to all this, if you still have questions, please post it. I will be happy to answer any of your HDB resale questions. Okay. As and when the question pops in, I will be happy to answer you guys. Okay. So that wraps up the PR portion. Two PRs, 3 years each, family nucleus, they can proceed to buy the resale flat itself. Okay. Next question I have for you is related to the same couple, this PR couple. Can they get a HDB loan or not? Can they apply for a HDB loan? Someone is asking, Tony Poe is asking, how about siblings? Yeah, siblings are not considered a family nucleus. Thereby, siblings are unable to purchase as PRs. Okay, so two PRs, because siblings are not husband and wife, it's not a family nucleus, right? They are just family members, right? So there's no scheme for PR siblings. There used to be one many years back, but HDB has already removed that particular scheme. So Tony Poe, in order to answer your question, no. Okay, if they are both PR, cannot. If they are singles, possible, but they must be Singaporean. There's another scheme under resale called joint single scheme. So siblings who are singles, that means they are not married. So these two siblings, if they are both above the age, many of you would have known what age can singles buy? Anyone knows what's the age that the singles can buy? I'll be waiting for your reply. What age can the singles buy alone? Okay. What age do you guys think? I'll be observing and seeing whether any of you are commenting. My question is, what age can single buy? Okay, someone has already answered whether they can get HDB loan or not. Okay, good. You guys are answering now, 35 years old, right? So two singles, 35, if both of them are Singaporeans, they can purchase under joint single scheme. Yes, very good, 35. You guys know why 35? Okay, yeah, probably 35 is the age. This is only my guess. 35 is the age. Likely the single is unlikely probably to find a life partner anymore. So the government provide an option for them to purchase their own. This is me speculating. Okay, 35 years old. I think this is the part I laugh a lot. Okay, 35 years old. Yeah. So back to my question. Can two PRs get a HDB loan or not? The answer, like Wendy has mentioned earlier, Wendy is likely going to be probably an agent, I think. All right. So can the two PRs get HDB loan? The answer is no. Okay. So two PRs, family nucleus, 3 years each, they can buy a resale flat. My next question was, can they purchase with a HDB loan? The answer is no. Okay. The answer is no, absolutely not. Because in order for them to be able to get a HDB loan, inside the application, HDB must see a Singaporean. Okay. So if there's no Singaporean applicant, then there's no such thing called HDB loan. So in my example, two PRs come together, they try to apply using their names as PR, try to apply for a HDB loan. It will not be successful because why? HDB does not see the Singapore citizen. Okay, so one of the key things is in order to get a HDB loan, the citizen must be present in the application itself. Yeah, there are other criteria. Besides being a citizen, there's also an income ceiling of 14,000 in order to apply for HDB loan as a couple. Okay, so besides the fact we need to see Singapore citizen, besides the fact we need to see an income ceiling, all right, these people who apply for the HDB loan itself must also be either a first or second timer, okay? Or at the very least, they cannot have private property in the past 30 months. Okay, so this is some of the criteria, more complex criteria in terms of HDB loan. Later on, I will share with you if you have the time. Okay, you guys can, I'll share you where to find information, because we have a series of HDB CPD lined up, especially for agent friends here. We have a series of HDB lined up. Okay, if I'm able to share, okay, which I'm unable to now, if I am able to share, I will probably bring you guys to, yeah, I'm still unable to. Never mind, doesn't matter. Okay, next, let's look at another thing that I actually want to share with you guys. Okay, when it comes to a resale HDB itself, we have covered 2 PRs buying, right? Yes. How about a Singaporean and a foreigner buying? Can the Singaporean, let's see my hand facing you as a Singaporean. Can a Singaporean purchase with a foreigner? Is there such a scheme? Is there such a scheme for Singaporean to buy with a foreigner? Anyone want to answer me in this? Can the Singaporean and a foreigner buy a HDB resale flat? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Yeah, comments are welcome. Please keep them coming. I'm happy to see you guys are participating. Can the Singaporean, my question is this, those of you who just joined us, can a Singaporean and a PR come together and a foreigner come together to purchase a resale flat or not? Yes, I'm seeing some of the comments. Okay, it's going quite fast. Singaporean can purchase provided they are married. Okay, that's by Sunny. 35 years old, we have already answered that. That's for the singles. Yes, foreign spouse. Yes. Helena, Wendy said yes. Foreign spouse scheme by John, yes. Okay, Jin Xia, non-citizen spouse scheme, absolutely right. Okay, so HDB has a scheme as long as there's a Singapore citizen. Okay, and this citizen is in this event is married to a spouse, right? So the spouse is a foreigner. The HDB has a provision that they have a scheme called the non-citizen spouse scheme. Okay, so under such circumstance, they can proceed to purchase a resale flat. It's not just resale flat, the foreign spouse and the Singaporean can also buy BTO if they want to. Okay, there's a scheme under BTO for them as well. Okay, the only thing about BTO is for the Singaporean who marry a foreign spouse, they can only buy, although this is not our topic tonight, they can only purchase a 2-room flat in a non-mature estate. Okay, whereas if you were to buy in the resale environment like the one that we are serving our customer in, they will be able to come together and be able to purchase any area and no restrictions in terms of the size for the resale. Okay, yes, absolutely right. You guys are nailed it already with the non-citizen spouse scheme. Okay, the next thing is this. Can this couple that has got a Singaporean and a foreigner, can they apply for a grant or not? Can they apply for a grant or not? What do you guys think? Are they able to get a grant? Can they apply? Assuming both the husband and the wife, the husband is Singaporean, the wife, let's say, is Vietnamese, for example. Okay, so let's say they come together, they got married already, right? Now you say they can buy under the non-citizen spouse scheme. Are they able to apply for a grant? Can they get a grant or not? What do you guys think? Come on, right? Keep the comments coming. Can they get a grant or not? Grant means the amount is given by your government, right? Yeah. So the answer is yes. Okay. Someone say yes. All right. Yes, but under singles grant. Okay. All right. No grant. Helena say no grant at all. All right. Or non-citizen family scheme too. Okay, that's Agnes is responding to which question? Okay, Wendy say the Singaporean can get half the grant. Yes, grant only given to Singaporean according to John. Singles grant according to Mei-Ting. Yes, grant given for SG. You absolutely right. So in this instance itself, normally when you buy a resale flat, let me give the brief policy surrounding it. If the Singaporean or the wife, if any of you are what we call a first timer, when you walk into HDB, whether you buy a BTO or whether you buy a resale flat, you will get, potentially you can get grant. Okay, so the basics of getting grant is very simple. Singaporean will get it. So in this case, in my example, you see a Singaporean, you see a foreigner, right? Okay, so obviously if you base this on this positioning, you will know that the foreigner will not have access to the grant, isn't it? They will not get, because grants are only given to the Singapore citizen. Yeah. So when the citizen gets the grant, if you look at this combination, two person, you will get the full grant, right? One person, okay, you will get half the grant. Okay, so for example, this couple goes in and buy a resale flat. Let's say a 4-room flat in Punggol, okay, that cost them 400K. So the grant given to them will be based on the Singaporean. How many Singaporeans are there in this instance? How many Singaporeans? One only, right? So it will be based on half grant. Normal grant given to a couple, which is as normal couple, let's call them SCSC, Singaporean. So they will get a full grant. For example, they go and buy a resale flat, 4-room flat. There is a first-timer grant given to the couple called a $50,000 grant if they buy 4-room and below. 5-room and above, they will get 40K. So based on that $50,000, by right, a Singaporean couple will get 50K, 25 each. 25,000 each. But in my example earlier, it's a Singaporean and a foreigner. Okay, so when the Singaporean and the foreigner come together, so this is the part whereby it tells you, the Singaporean will get the grant, right? So he will get grant like a single person, like some of you have actually mentioned. This one will get a grant like a single, which means if the grant given to a couple is 50K, he will get like a single 25,000. Okay, on top of this, they will still have enhanced housing grant. They will, if they choose to buy a resale flat that is near their parents, for example, they could potentially apply for proximity housing grant as well. Okay, so these are all the different grants. I will not be going through them in details because today I want to cover as many scenarios as we can. Okay, we have covered so far, for those of you who just joined us, we have covered so far, okay, 2 PRs purchasing a resale flat, and I changed the format a little bit to a Singaporean buying with a foreigner. And some of you have already added on, like Caroline and Wendy, you have added on. Later on, when the foreigner becomes a Singapore citizen, yes, they can apply for a top-up grant. Absolutely right. Okay, so when you see things like that happen, you will notice that many of these schemes, many of these come together. It's because HDB truly wants to give the Singaporean a roof over their head. Okay, so that's the reason why in our public housing, you will notice our public housing is actually well known around the world. And many cities, their governors, their ministers actually pay a visit to study our system, to see how we execute our public policy in terms of your housing itself. So I think we have to give HDB some credit, okay, for that to happen. Now let's move on. We have spoken about 2 PRs, we have spoken about Singaporean and foreigner. Come, let's go to our favorite segment, Singaporean and Singaporean. Okay, Singaporean and Singaporean. When you see 2 Singaporean come together, okay, obviously they can buy a HDB flat, right? Whether they buy a brand new flat, whether they buy with buy a resale flat, yes, and they will get the full help from the government, right? In terms of where it's a grant itself. So imagine this, imagine this. Me, Thomas, and my wife, okay, we are married already for a number of years, okay, for a number of years. We have never purchased, I'm giving you the scenario now for you to answer next. We have never come together to buy a HDB flat in our lives. So we all these years, we have never bought a HDB flat. Okay, me and my wife. Okay, we have never bought a HDB flat in our life, which means we have never gone to HDB to apply for a flat. We have never bought a resale flat before. So we totally never touched HDB at all. Okay, so we are both Singaporeans. Okay, we are both Singaporeans. So now tell me, based on this scenario itself, now I'm asking you as an agent, for example. Okay, tell me if I really want to go and buy a HDB flat itself. Okay, and in this instance, I want to buy a resale flat. Okay, since we are resale tonight, let's talk solely on resale flat. So I Remember, my scenario is Singaporean and Singaporean. Okay, we have never taken HDB flat before, never applied for HDB flat before. Now we want to purchase a resale flat itself. Okay, here's the key thing. We currently, you notice we have never bought HDB flat, but we are staying somewhere, right? Okay, we currently stay in our own condo. Okay, I have a condo with my wife, right? We have never bought HDB flat. Can we, my question to you tonight is this, can we purchase a resale flat or not? Are we able to purchase a resale flat? Let's see. Let's see the comments coming in. So scenario again is a couple, citizen couple, they want to buy a resale flat. Can they proceed or not? Can they buy the resale flat or not? I suspect the answer will come in quite quickly. Yeah, based on this. Yes. I currently own a condo. Can I proceed to buy a resale flat? Oh, okay. There are people who comment. Sunny said, no, we can't purchase. Steven said, cannot. Okay. Helena said, yes, you can. Agnes said no. Atali said no. Okay. SY Lim said cannot. Jin Xia say yes, sell your condo first. Okay. Sunny says again, must sell condo first. Okay, but later must sell condo. Helena. Yes, need to sell within 6 months upon completion. Yes, can, but give up condo. Okay. Yeah, so sad, must give up something, right? You must give up something. Yes, sell private property within 6 months after HDB completion. Can, provided it dispose of a private property within 6 months, must sell condo. So there's a variety, okay? Some will say must dispose of it, private property 30 months. Wow, okay. Dispose of it within 6 months. And Joe or Joel says sell the condo within 6 months. Yeah. Many of you came in as I look through the picture on your profile. You look like a property agent. There, this is the test, the acid test, isn't it? I currently own a condo. I want to go and buy a HDB resale flat. Okay. The short answer is yes. Okay. The short answer is you can proceed to buy the resale flat first. You can proceed. All right. So, but if I proceed to buy, what will happen is upon taking the keys to my resale flat, remember, I currently own condo, I go and buy a resale flat. Okay. So the minute I go and own my resale flat, I take my keys. Okay. What happened next? Then HDB will inform me, sir, Mr. Thomas, sir, your HDB, your condominium, you have to dispose it. You have to get rid of it. Within a period of 6 months, like many of you have already highlighted. Okay, so you don't need to do it 30 months, it's 6 months. Okay, I will address the 30 months very shortly, like what Agnes has mentioned. So clear how we think about it is, I currently own a condo, I'm going to buy a resale flat. Yeah. So under such circumstance, that particular resale flat itself, right? Where once I take ownership, I will have 6 months. HDB will give me 6 months to sell off my condo. This is when you purchase a resale flat. If the couple who currently own condo, I'm going to touch base with the 30 months. If the couple who owns a condo, they want to buy a BTO flat instead. That means BTO flat means they are buying from who? They are buying from the seller called HDB. If they are buying a HDB flat instead, all right, a direct HDB flat, because HDB flat is considered what? When you buy from HDB, it's considered a subsidized flat, isn't it? Yeah. So if I, back to my same scenario, if Thomas and the wife, we currently own our condo, but we want to purchase the HDB direct flat, a subsidized flat from HDB itself. Yeah. So this is the part we need to apply 30 months. How does it work? I would need to sell off my condo first. This one is different. For resale, you can buy first. This one, as a condo owner, okay, those of you who are joining us, who just joined us, we are talking about a Singaporean couple. We have already finished the example of buying a resale flat. Now we are buying a BTO flat, for example. So remember, the couple, they have never owned HDB flat before. So what they have to do is, step one, sell off the HDB flat first. Okay, sell off. Step two, after you have sold off your HDB flat, you wait. Okay, you wait for how long? You wait for 30 months. And one of our person has rightly put up, Agnes say you must dispose it for 30 months. Yes, this is in the instance you wait up 30 months. That means you have no condo already, no condo for the next 30 months. Then we can talk about him buying, applying for a BTO flat, for a brand new flat from HDB. So you can see, we have to sell first. Condo got to go first. After the condo is gone, you have to wait out a period of 30 months. Okay, then you can talk about buying a property called the direct flat from HDB itself. Okay, that means a subsidized property, a subsidized flat from HDB can only have access to this couple only in the instance they don't have any property in the past 30 months. You understand how it works? Okay. Yeah. So how I typically explain this to my friends, okay, who ask, why like that? Why like that? Why must wait so long before I can apply? Especially private property owners, right? The idea is this: HDB will give you a flat or provide you a subsidized flat. Okay, if you don't have a flat to start with, but the condo owner already have a flat, right? Already have their own roof over their top, isn't it? So basically, they actually, technically speaking, they actually don't need a flat from HDB. Okay, but if they want to enjoy the subsidy, which is their right as first timer, can you liquidate your condo first? Show them for 30 months you don't have ownership of private property, then they will allow you to enjoy the subsidized flat itself. So that's the point HDB is trying to make. So how I explain it to some layman, okay? And Star Wars fan here, if you are a Star Wars fan, this is how I will explain to you, okay? When you purchase a condo in the past, you entered, you are in the realm of what we call, where Darth Vader come from, that's called the dark side, okay? Then if you want to go to the light, called HDB, if you want to purchase a subsidized flat called HDB, we call it the light, you will have to get rid of darkness first, okay? And you will have to go through a 30 months process called purification before you can come to the light, all right? Then we can talk about you achieving Jedihood, if you like, okay? So if you are a Star Wars fan, you probably will see darkness go first, 30 months later of purification, then you can come to HDB, the light itself. This is how I typically explain to a Star Wars fan. So okay, Star Wars got nothing to do here. But yes, all right. That's the general idea that we want to address, okay? Now we are approaching, I don't want to spend too much time because I want to set aside 45 minutes just to do this. So I don't want to hold up everybody's time, okay? Especially if you are trying to catch your Itaewon class, you're trying to catch your crashing, crash landing on you. Okay, so when you're trying to watch all your drama. So let me wrap up by saying this before I end tonight's session. I will organize, if you guys can leave a comment, if you guys have benefited from this, you can certainly leave a comment and tell me, okay, the next time, what would you like me to talk about? Then I can certainly organize some talk about 30 to 45 minutes to talk about it. You want to talk about private property, that's fine. You want to talk about the market movement, that's fine. You want to talk about the mortgage, okay, that's fine. You want to talk about very technical things like succession, okay? If you have a property, you put in the will, you don't put it in the will, what happens to my property assets after that? I can give you some brief ideas, okay, how you function as well. So drop a comment, tell me what you want to hear. Then once I'm available and I can find the time, okay, it's only during circuit breaker I have this kind of time when I have time at night. If not, sometimes I will be taking RES classes most of the time. I teach RES most of the time. CPD, I really can't find the time to do it. I'm trying to, but I really can't find the time. So, but talking to you guys is like CPD, isn't it? Okay, some of you think that financing will be good. Sure, we can even take you through how to calculate some of the sales proceeds. Okay, this is the part that I'm going to talk about. Okay, if you guys are able, you guys are visiting, seeing this live, right? You are asking the topics, and you are watching this live. You are actually visiting our Facebook page, right? On Life Mastery Academy. If you give us a like, please do. All right, give us a like our Facebook page. Then you scroll through. Next week, if you look at one of the picture, all right. Next week we have actually lined up a number of HDB topics for all of you. Okay, especially I'm talking to my agent friends here. Okay, we have lined up a number of HDB topic. we will have topics touching this topic will be different trainers. So there's actually those of you who are asking for financing, okay, like Helena, you're asking for financing, right? Next week, in fact, this Friday on the 8th, we have a topic called HDB Financial Mastery, okay, where you will actually go through case study. The trainer called Ray, he will go through the case study with you to calculate sales proceeds for the seller, what the buyer needs in terms to purchase, what's the difference between HDB loan, bank loan, can he get grants. You do a little bit of financial planning, go through case study and examples to plan for your buyers and your seller. Okay, so that's financial mastery itself. There's some of you who say that we want to see a Korean drama fan. Okay, yes, yeah. Okay, thanks, Stephen. Yes, I do watch Korean drama. Yes, I just finished one called Itaewon Class. I thought it's not too bad. Then 55 years old, something for retirement, maybe. Then you have to attend. We have our CPF topics, okay, run by Chris Cole, as well as David Chong. They will talk about this thing, utilization of CPF, okay, when a person is before 55, and utilization of CPF for a person after 55. Okay, so all this information can be found on our Facebook page. We post the information almost every day. Yep. Okay. Can arrange, Helena is asking, can arrange one CPD 2 call free. Helena, don't like that. Okay. Tonight, I already give you more than one CPD worth of price because you're listening to Thomas, all right? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Please go to our Facebook page, like it, all right? Then go through it, then see what is there, then see a topic. Next week, this week and next week we have four HDB topic lineup. There's one CPD run by another of our experienced trainer, Patrick. He will talk about HDB cases, but complicated and complex HDB cases. For example, if you come across customers who are going through a divorce, then what happens to the distribution of the HDB flat? Are there implications? He will touch base with such a complex. What happens if, let's say, when a person wants to sell a HDB flat, halfway through the transaction, one party dies? Okay, of course, we do not hope that to happen. But if one party were to pass away, yes, what happened? If the seller pass away, what happened? If the buyer pass away, what happened? These are complex scenario. So there's one topic next week that's coming up. Please go and attend if you have not attended. So what I'm trying to tell you is this. Okay, this is a part Thomas is selling Koyo for LMA. All right, this is a part whereby we have coverage, very experienced trainer to come forward to cover things like HDB. And if you want to know CPF policy, some of them are doubling up as CPF policy as well. Of course, we leave it to the trainers to tell you what they train. Okay, we have got topics covering. And one of the more popular topic nowadays is you guys want to come forward and learn about this thing called decoupling, right? How does decoupling, where are all the different scenarios of decoupling? How does it happen? So we have got a variety of topics itself, all right, for you to come forward and choose and be able to select, okay, your 4P and 2G. This is a part I will sell Koyot for CEA. CEA wants us to do 4 professional credits and 2 generic credits. 4 professional, 2 generic, which means it's 3 topics basically, because each topic is 2 credit. So how you term it, how you link it up with your old system. All of you, especially many of you are experienced agents here. All of you are actually very familiar with this thing called 2 call, 1 non-call, right? Yeah, so it's the same thing. You just do 2P and 1G. Okay, that will give you 6 credits. Once you have the 6 credit, then you will have done. Except for the fact your generic is a must now. In the past old system, CA does not insist your non-call to be part of the, so you can do 6 call if you want to, right? But now they don't allow this kind of thing. You attend all professional. That means you don't want to attend generic skills. Okay. Now they are asking you, you must attend 2P. That means 4 credit, 4 credit of P, and must attend 1 generic, which is 2 credit of generic. That's why Thomas always term it as 4P and 2G. Okay, 4P and 2G. Right. So when you see when you come forward to LMA, this is a part, okay? We will cover, sometimes we run programs all the way 4Ps and then 2G. One day you complete your CPD requirement. All right, good. That would be very nice. Someone left a message which I have no idea what's that. Okay, if you would like to translate it into English, that would be nice. Okay, so yeah, good. Everyone, this is the last thing I want to say before we wrap up for tonight. Please remember, if you are going out, wear a mask. All right, please stay at home where possible. I will sound like your government already. Okay, please stay at home where possible. Just spend more time with your family. And my suggestion for you this week is this. Okay, since today is the second day of the week, Tuesday, right? My suggestion is for the next 4 days, that means Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and up to Sunday. Okay, do send very loving messages to your mother, because this Sunday is what? Is Mother's Day. Okay, so please bless your mother with lots and lots of love. Yes, and many of you, thank you. You say stay home, stay safe. Yes, I totally agree. And this week, make it a point. Okay, if you have not been communicating that much with your mother, every day, just give your mom a phone call. You may not be able to visit her. Then on Sunday, maybe you can surprise her with curry chicken or something, right? Delivered straight to her house, whatever her favorite is. Okay, so everyone, thank you very much. Take care. Please stay healthy. I wish you the very best of health. Stay home and stay safe. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye.